Okay, so I'm getting sick and tired of this toxic masculinity I'm seeing all over the internet. Back in the late 90s, early 2000s, the alt-right, which was on the internet back then, they would call the internet hate machine. I'm against hate. I hate hate. And it's a very bold stance to take nowadays, but I realize something. I can't contribute positively to the conversation if I'm still a dreaded white male, a cis straight white male at that. So I have created a device. I've made an invention that's going to very quickly, hopefully, this is untested science, completely untested. I invented this within the past, 2 hours or so. I have created what I believe will be a foolproof device, though. I've devised a method to turn myself gay and trans all in one go. And obviously I do it the old-fashioned way. If I could, I'd go back in time and get molested, and then later on down the line, I'd pay for surgery. But a lot of us out there, people like me who are soon to be oppressed minorities, we can't afford health care. So how am I supposed to get my bottom surgery if I'm an oppressed minority? It makes no sense. Of course, the only people who need bottom surgeries are the people who can't get their Obamacare anymore. And that's me. I don't have health care. So I had to take matters into my own hands, keep abortion legal, prevent back alley transitionings, okay? We gotta stop doing all these transitionings in back alleys. If you make it illegal, they're going to start converting genitals in alleyways, which maybe is a better place to do it, to be honest. It's where you end up. Never mind. Look at me. I'm doing it already. I gotta get rid of this not gay, by the way, this straight, this cis, that's the word I was looking for, this cis demeanor of mine. It's too much toxic masculinity. There's only one way to do it. I need to upload the greatest thing the internet ever produced, the least hate it ever produced, directly to my brain. Let me take off my headphones here. Oosh, gosh, that's so weird. Ooh, I'm hearing my voice just the normal way. I don't know what to do. All right, I've created a device, as you can see here on my desk. It's a helmet that will upload what I need to become gay and trans. Let me just do some calculations here, some adjustments. All right, and I've got this, got this plugged into my device here. Let me just type in the secret codes, crack into the mainframe here. And let's see if we can power this baby on. Boom, there we go. Okay, lit up like a fucking Christmas tree now. All right, here we go. So I'm going to put it on my head, those audio people out there. And that is, my glasses are in the way. Didn't foresee that. Ha ha ha. So, okay, there we go. Now, basically Clockwork Orange style, I'm going to be forced to have this uploaded to my brain so that I can never be straight or cis or male again. Let me just do some more programming here. Beep, 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 boop. Got to insert the data packs. This is a data pack, goes right into the mainframe here. I've got 2 of them, backup just in case. All right, let me do some more hacker codes here on my my devices. Everything here is connected directly into my brain. I've got a 2-bit gateway dual core neurotransmitter going on inside my head. All right, perfect. There we go. Shit. I almost forgot. One more thing before I turn it on for good and turn into the straight natural monster I was meant to be. Almost forgot to put in the magic dream crystal. That would have been a disaster. All right, let me put that into the core. Okay, it's powered on. Here we go. It's now or never, Jesse. Do it. Flip the switch. Do it. Okay, all right, here we go. And, oh God, I think it's working. I think it's working. Upload Reddit to my brain. There we go. There's Reddit. Detective Pikachu cinematographer happy his CGI monstrosity is less obviously awful than Sonic's. That's good humor. Avengers Endgame becomes the 5th movie to pass 2 billion worldwide. Oh, perfect. The Avengers. That was a great movie. Left my girlfriend at a bar. Did I do the right thing? I think so. Oh no, spoilers for Endgame. Better avoid that, even though I already saw it. Hey, shout out to the one guy using Steam in North Korea. Orange Man bad, the silent majority. Oh, this is so good. This is so political. It hurts, man. Political humor. It's the silent majority. It's a bunch of Democrats not being filmed while they film the alt-right and the KKK. Oh, okay. I think, no, I'm still feeling toxic. Hang on a second. Let me just up the amperage here. I gotta turn up all the knobs. Here we go. Kill it. Come on, do it. Do it, you bitch! Oh, no! Oh, God! I can feel it! I can feel the power! Thanks for the gold, kind stranger! So much this! Ooh, fix that for you! This! I came here to say this! I feel attacked, offended! Came here to say this. Thanks for the gold, good sir. Ooh, zounds. I laughed way harder than I should. Okay. I think that did it. Let me take off the gay helmet. The gay trans helmet and power it down. Oh my God. Okay. Let's see if it worked. Yeah, I think that did it. I think I'm gay. Shit, I am. And I am trans. I've always been a woman. I've always been a woman. I was born that way. It's actually in my DNA. My bones even turned female. I'm XX chromosomes now. Unlimited power! Yes, it's coursing through my veins. I can do anything. I could go to Chapo Trap House subreddit and post about how I'm finally passing and turn their entire shitty podcast subreddit into a place just for me. That's right. I could have NPC thoughts all day and no one's allowed to criticize me. But first I know what I have to do. I have to shut down CringeAnarchy. That's right. I have to shut down all the hate subreddits. Anything that doesn't make me laugh because I know a guy that sort of is involved with that thing, you're going down forever. You want to bully the internet? Not while I'm trans. Let's go.
Podawful TV. Oh, y'all is doing it right. Podawful sucks, you faggot. Boy. You scam artist, douchebag.
The Mueller Report.
You fucking little piece of shit.
You're crazy. You're sick of your head.
Fucking dweeb, faggot, jackass. Podawful sucks. You know what? You're not funny. I want to really kick your ass.
My mom doesn't like it when I mention podawful anymore.
Wow. I am feeling more powerful than I've ever felt before. I actually need a drink after all of that. Sorry, you guys. Welcome. This is Podawful, I guess. I'm your host, Jessica P.S., And thank you all for tuning in. Thanks for the super chats. We're going to check in with those in just a second here. Sorry, join the mug club. I had to have a sip of something to drink there before we begin here because I can feel all the power coursing through me. The helmet really took it out of me. By the way, if you guys want access to becoming trans and gay whenever you want, I'm obviously a communist. Just come and take this from me. Kill me if you want to. It really doesn't matter to me. Welcome to the show again. We're going to check in with that chat room. We are live as we are every Sunday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern time over at podawful.tv. Got the live video stream going on right now. We've got the chat room where people are sending in super chats as well. Let's check in with the regular chat there for a second, though. Dr. Pepper Power Hour, says Caleb. All human trash getting that pizza fund. I was more upset when they killed r/nope, not, I can't read that. In fact, get out of my chat. Get out of my chat with those hate words. That's disgusting. This dude has the best intros. Thank you so much. We got so many super chats coming in. Let me go ahead and check these super chats before we get into it. Tonight, we will be talking about CringeAnarchy versus AgainstHateSubreddits. Let's see what they're saying in this super chats. Povich says, Jesse is stealing a page from the old Povich playbook, becoming gay to lower your privilege. Bold move, sir. Thank you so much. And thank you for your stolen valor. Whew. Patrick says, can I have that privilege you just threw away? Ew. Get away from me, man. Povich says again, holy shit, Jesse is now Jesse. Thank you. Trolita says, Jesse, what are your preferred pronouns now? That's a great question. Guys, if you have any questions tonight about my new status as a woman, an official 100% all natty woman, please ask them in those super chats. I'd love to answer any of those questions. I can't see everything that goes on in the regular chat, so send in those super chats. My preferred pronouns now, I would say you can call me, of course, she or her is fine. I also will take they or them because I don't want to forget our gender liquid people out there. And then I also respond to and meow because I subscribe to r/aw. Trollita also says, P.S. Pod Awful sucks. Lock Robster says, enjoy watching Jesse from Pod Awesome. Thank you so much. Omega Wolf says, stunning and brave. Thank you. Lindsay Barron says, I love Mother Jessica. Thank you so much. I am the new cult mommy. So thank you to everybody out there supporting my transition. You know, without your constant support, if I see one negative thing, I will kill myself immediately. And the blood will be on your hands, bullies. I will kill myself live on stream if you do not support my transition, because that's hate. You can't take me off the stream for saying that. It's not a crime if somebody else is forcing me to do it. I'm saying only if I'm bullied, even one time. If I see even one sideways comment, even something where someone's just questioning the science behind my trans helmet, which is 100% established science. God, I hate those shitlords out there. Okay, let's do this. I don't know enough. You know, I like CringeAnarchy. I liked CringeAnarchy. It's dead. It's a dead sub now. I liked it just fine, actually. But I don't really use Reddit anymore, so I need to go to an expert on this. So I'm actually going to call up my good friend, Angie. Angie is there we go. That's what I want to hear is the Skype ringtone. Angie is an expert on CringeAnarchy. She knows everything there is to know about it. Angie, ladies and gentlemen, this is Angie. Welcome to the show.
Hi, everybody.
Our resident Reddit expert here, and I don't mean to put that on you as a negative term, of course, Angie, because obviously I'm trans and gay now, so I like Reddit. So welcome and thank you for helping me through my journey. Angie's provided me so much support during my transition.
Yes. Well, thank you, Auntie Mommy.
Well, all right. Don't call me Auntie Mom. We'll just stick with Mommy. I see what you're trying to do there, but don't do that. Okay. So let's not confuse the people out there. All right, girlfriend Dish, tell me what is going on with this is what I do now, right? I act this way. So what even is?
I don't know.
I think this is how you act, isn't it? Are you going to tell me my truth?
No.
You're not going to tell me my truth, right?
Of course not. But I would like to welcome you to the Minority Club.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh my God, I almost forgot. I am part of the minority. Report it, sister. Thank you.
How does it feel to be an oppressed minority?
I gotta be honest, it feels amazing, but don't let any guys hear it, especially the white ones. And of course, obviously,
Not.
I obviously defer to you on all minority topics, Angie, because you are, of course, also native. So you are above me, and I bow, I kiss your feet, and I would eat your shit.
Thank you.
You could shit directly into my mouth, and I would eat it. And I would have to, and I would say thank you for the privilege. And then, I have to do this.
Of course.
Angie's not only native, she's a native of Canada. So I do have to say this. We do have to do an apology for taking the lands from the indigenous peoples of Canada before we begin this program, of course. We stole this land. We're not giving it back, but we do have to acknowledge that this is stolen land. Okay, Angie, thank you so much. That's true. Thank you. And that's what I'll be doing tonight. I'll be doing all the that's truing, while Angie, you tell me about CringeAnarchy. Dish it, girlfriend.
So, Reddit is a really shitty place, right? It's gay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who actually
that's
thinks
why
that
we love
this
it.
is a great place?
That's why we love it, of course. That's what you mean to say, right?
Right. I mean, yeah. Sorry, I love it as a woman.
As a woman, you go to 2X
of color.
A woman of color. I'm sorry, WOC. You go to 2X chromosomes all the time.
Of course, every single day.
Every day
I go there first.
You go in there. You post in there about your husband Caleb. You say, "My husband Caleb has his penis is not the size I want it to be. Is it okay if I sleep with a black man?"
I never did that. What are you talking about?
Look, I've been looking through your Reddit history, but we'll keep that to ourselves. Hey, this is just gossip.
Please.
This is just hot goss. Okay, so tell me about cringe.
He's watching, so careful.
Get out. No white males allowed. All right, sorry. He's gone now, Angie. You can be honest. Does he hit you? Does he hit you? He's not here. Does he hit you?
Can't really talk about it, sorry.
Wow. Okay, we will. I've got a support group ready to go for you. We are coming for you. But until then, let's get back to CringeAnarchy.
All right, so for those who don't know what CringeAnarchy was,
right.
It was an offshoot of the /r/cringe subreddit, which had become overly PC. I think what really instigated it was people were posting too many cringy videos of kids, so people were going to those kids' videos and just harassing them. So the mods at Cringe were like, we can't have people harassing children, so they banned that content. So people who wanted to make fun of kids, they've created CringeAnarchy. And over the years, it's just, it's continuously evolved as Reddit hates or bans other subreddits,
right.
Basically refugees of all those other subreddits, kept congregating to CringeAnarchy. It's changed a lot over the years. It's always been, but it always has been, it's an anti-PC subreddit. Little to no moderation. That was what the idea was.
Yeah,
not moderating.
The old
this
me,
this is freedom.
The old me would have loved that they were, that the whole point of it was that they weren't allowed to go mess with kids on YouTube. And I don't mean it like, well, I do mean it like that now, but the old me wouldn't have meant it like that then. But I that's what I loved about it. CringeAnarchy, one of the few places that allowed podawful to post its episodes there. Almost every other subreddit on Reddit banned podawful.com. You cannot post to Reddit. Try it. Try to post any page from there. The entire domain is blocked, and our YouTube channel is blocked on almost every single subreddit. Not CringeAnarchy, and they would even upvote it. They liked it, back when we were doing Cringe versus Cringe. They liked the show. They seemed to. It mostly got positive responses there. So I always was a semi-fan of CringeAnarchy. There were some things about it that were kind of cringe itself, like Yeah, but of course there are, because it's just people posting whatever they think is funny. Most people aren't funny. But
well, lots of memes. You hate memes,
and I hate
but it's a
memes.
place for offensive memes.
Exactly. And I hate memes, but I love the offensive stuff or what other people think is offensive. So I'm all for it. I'm on board. And then what happens?
Right. Well, it was about freedom of speech. You don't have to worry about hurting anyone's feelings. One of the rules was like, this is a racist subreddit, so you got to be okay with some racism. That was rule number 4, I believe.
Was that literally written into the rules of the subreddit?
You have to. If you're not okay with racism, you're in the wrong subreddit. Get the fuck out of here. I did.
That's
No,
funny.
I hate racism, but I am a staunch supporter of freedom of speech.
Right. Well, yeah.
No
I guess,
matter what.
I mean, essentially, that's at this point, that's what freedom of speech should say. Like the actual amendment should say. By the way, you got to be cool with racism. That's what we do here. Okay. That the
Right.
whole point of freedom of speech is so you can say racist shit. That's the point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And to me, what I really liked about it was a place where I could check out, like, what's the latest degenerate path our society is taken. It posted like all kinds of memes about like dark future, clown world stuff. I'm sure we're all
Right.
familiar with that.
You guys
those
know
concepts.
You guys know the dark future. And now, you
Yeah.
know what? I mean, you brought this up to me before the show, Angie. You said it's kind of the dark future clown world stuff. And that's what
Yes.
made me realize that this new term clown world comes because we're in the dark future. Like I started talking about dark future like 2 years ago or whatever, and now we accelerated so fast into it. Now we need a new term. It's clown world. I mean, that's why you don't hear me talking about dark future anymore. We're deep in it at this point, way deep into it.
Well, it's been happening for a few years, but when King Donnie T got elected, that's what kind of triggered something within people to just go actually insane.
Yeah. I've got, by the way, the guidelines for CringeAnarchy.
There you go.
You sent me
Nice.
this, and it's so funny. A few simple guidelines. 1, block out all person. Can you read this for me? Do you have this
Yes.
up?
So rule 1, block out all personal info, addresses, phone numbers. Basically, don't dox people.
Don't dox. And
Don't go out of your way to target individuals.
And I'd say that's fair. That seems reasonable to me.
It's perfectly reasonable.
Despite what other people
Yeah.
seem to think about me, I'm not into doxing. So I'm into
Right.
docking, of course, now that I'm gay, but not
course.
doxing. And by the
Good for
way,
you.
Angie, if your husband Caleb would like to open up does he have a foreskin?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. If he would like to let me enter it, just let me know. I have a very
I'll
feminine
ask him.
I have a very feminine penis, and it would really, I think
Ooh.
we would both enjoy it. All right, now let's go. What's the next one?
Make sure it's actually cringe.
That makes sense.
Misleading, context-free, low quality, or meta shit posts subject to removal. We'll move right on to number 3. Don't be a faggot.
Well,
Can I say
hey
that? Oh,
now.
shit. Hey, I am a
Okay.
oppressed minority. So.
You're allowed. You're technically allowed to say it. And I bow to you, but that seems
And I'm two-spirited because I'm native. So
Oh my God.
obviously I'm two-spirited.
obvious. I didn't even think of that. Yeah,
Obviously.
you guys invented being trans. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I get it. For their rules, don't be a faggot. And I'm allowed to say that now I'm gay. That makes sense. All right.
And 4 is just read the global Reddit rules, like no witch hunts, that kind of shit.
Yeah, obviously that stuff has to apply to all the subreddits, sure.
Right. Number 5, report obvious satire. One of the things about CringeAnarchy that was annoying, though, was people would post clickbait stuff that was meant to outrage people into thinking it was real, but it was all just a joke.
Right.
So people just look like freaking idiots.
Yeah, people fall for
So-
that shit all the time. I see that posted
Yeah.
on Facebook all the time. It's why it's a big reason I don't allow memes in our Facebook group, because
Yeah.
a lot of the stuff that ends up posted, I'm like, guys, this is obviously fucking fake. Like some of the videos
Yes.
you guys post sometimes, it's like, this is a joke. Your first
I
thought
know.
should be, is this a joke? Every time you go to post something.
Yes, and I learned that a long time ago.
Yeah.
And we get to number 6 rule. The most important rule was, this is not a politically correct subreddit. If you get offended by casual racism or mean flares and comments, CringeAnarchy is not for you.
Yeah, and see, I think that's a pretty reasonable thing to just go ahead and put out there, because this is like the old thing. This is what makes me laugh so much with the SJW stuff and with the, I don't even like talking about it. Like, it seems like we're so beyond talking about SJW stuff, but here we are.
Right.
But, you know, back in like the 90s, and I'm an old man, I remember this time, people were always, the people on the left, the more liberal people, would get mad at the people on the right for saying shows like South Park and The Simpsons and stuff shouldn't exist because they're offensive. They have offensive content. They're like, well, you don't have to watch it. Just change the channel. The internet couldn't be any more that way. Like, it's so easy to avoid what you don't want. Just don't go to the website that has that. Don't go to the subreddit that has that. So they put it right there in black and white. They say this is offensive content. So,
and just relating to that, actually, CringeAnarchy has been quarantined since September 2018, roughly, which means that you had to have been subscribed to it. To see anything from it, it would never appear at the front page or in /r_all anymore. You have to go searching for it to see it.
Of course.
So that alone, you know, it would just be out of the way of just regular people. Yeah. You'd have to go actively searching out for it, which will lead us to our to the enemy subreddit, of course, AgainstHateSubreddits.
So AgainstHateSubreddits comes into the picture, and let's so did AgainstHateSubreddits, are they the reason the quarantine happened to CringeAnarchy?
I believe not directly. I'm sure they had something to do with it. But what happened was in September 2018, a subreddit called the Banout 2018 was a thing. They reported a whole bunch of subreddits. Tons of subreddits got banned, like the $1 Million Extreme one, bunch of other ones got banned. Against Hate subreddit was, of course, cheering this on. They're happy. What Against the Hate subreddit is. It's exactly what it sounds. They're against hate subreddits, and they want to see them all banned.
Of course,
that is their goal.
Their definition of what a hate subreddit is, though, is a little.
Yeah,
it's a little particular, I guess. It's just anything they don't like.
Right.
It's whatever you would imagine that the most liberal person would not like.
Yeah. Well, even eventually, the Banout 2018 was responsible for all these bannings. Reddit banned them themselves too. Not really sure why, but they got rid of them. So basically, Reddit just, instead of decided to ban CringeAnarchy, which that would have been the time to do it, they just quarantined it and pissed Against Hate subreddits off.
Yeah.
Against Hate subreddits believes the Reddit admins are Nazis. They actually believe that.
I mean, yeah, everyone's a literal Nazi now, though. I mean, that's everybody. And by the way, good. I hope that's true. I hope that pretty soon everyone becomes a literal Nazi. One, pretty cool outfits. Going to have a nice little system of cars too, and train. Autistic people are going to freak out. That's going to be a great time to be autistic. Is when the literal Nazis take over. Because the trains are going to not only run on time, but they're going to be fucking everywhere. We're going to get so much train track. It's going to be AU Gold paradise. In fact, I hope instead of building a wall, they just build a constant train at the Mexico border that's just always running so fast you wouldn't even want to try to cross those tracks.
Hey, it's a good idea.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that's why I should.
Welcome.
Somebody shout out to King Donnie T. Let him know I've still got some good ideas for him.
But as you're a trans and gay woman, don't Nazis dislike you? Aren't you worried about that?
Oh yeah, no, I'm the first to go. I mean, they will obviously eliminate me. I have no use in their future, and that's fine by me. I don't want to live in a world full of hate. Why is it never?
I hear you.
Why is it never that they want to ban themselves from these things? Why not just block it? I just, oh man, it's so crazy. By the way, Gianator sent in a super chat. He says the dark present. Yeah, that's right. It's no longer the dark future. It's the dark present. You guys can send in this super chats if you want to support the show. I will say this though, as far as the super chats go, we're about one pizza funder away from me never doing super chats again. I would like to turn off super chats. Because while it's a nice little way to make some extra cash, it is also kind of gross. You know,
it's disgusting.
It is. I mean, super chats are kind of gross, and at a certain point, if you get big enough, you can't even maintain super chats. I don't think I'm going to get there, but it's a bad system. I used to think it was a cool idea, but now I realize like it seems like I'm giving preference to the people who pay. It's so, that's why I've got the main chat on screen right now. So I decided that I had a new goal for the pizza fund. And if we've already almost gotten there, like we've had a ton of signups lately. So thanks to everybody who signed up for the pizza fund, get that primo content. Anyway, Angie, let's get back to this. What I would like to talk about though is you sent me a few materials here. Can we talk about the message that CringeAnarchy got, their moderator team?
Of course we can.
All right,
let's.
I've got that. I'll put that on screen, and let's go over the first message they got. The first one, if you've got that.
The very first message.
Yes.
So I believe this was on April 22nd, so not too long ago. Just leading up to this, the whole subreddit was basically just pro-Hitler memes at this point. Like. Every other meme was like just hating on Jews and loving Hitler. So I kind of understand why they got this.
That was prior to the quarantine or prior to the ban? Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with the...
So the quarantine was in 2018, and then things just kind of devolved from there. Like all these refugees from all these other so-called hate subreddits showed up to CringeAnarchy, constantly changing it, making it more alt-right, basically.
Okay, so it turns out when you isolate a group like that, they become more extreme. Shocking. We'll never learn this lesson, I guess.
Yeah, so basically all these refugees from all these other hate subreddits came to CringeAnarchy. It became anarchy, basically. I noticed after the unfortunate New Zealand shooting, rest in peace to all the
very
lost souls.
Unfortunate. Oh my God. We thoughts and prayers. I send out all my trans prayers to them.
Yeah. So after that, things really stepped up.
Do you want to watch the video? Should we play the video from the shooting just to remember how that went down? No. Okay.
No.
All right.
No. Remember, where you're a person of color, not person of color.
Can I please? Will you grant me being a person of color?
Yes, I will grant you.
I should have programmed that into the helmet, but thank you for giving me an honor. I have an honorary. What do engines call each other? Is it engine?
No, just depends where you're from. Like we just call each other native here.
Oh, so I've got an inward pass.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
You got the inward pass.
I got the inward pass. I get to. Yo, what up, my native?
Yeah.
Yo, I haven't seen you in so many moons.
It's nice to see you.
Let's go get fucked up on that firewater Hennessy.
Well, I don't drink anymore, so you're on your own, buddy.
All right. Well, I'm new to this.
Yeah, so anyway, like I said before, with the last few weeks of CringeAnarchy, like there was so much pro-Hitler stuff. It was even like what the hell's going on here?
Sure. Yeah.
So on April 22nd, the admin sent this mod, this email. Okay. It says, "Dear mods, we wish to follow up on our earlier message regarding rule breaking in your subreddit."
Oh wait, hang on a second. I think I've got the wrong one up. I'm not the expert here. I've got the wrong fucking thing up.
I was looking at mine.
Yeah, damn it, I got the wrong one. All right, hang on a second. So you guys got a sneak peek of the other one. All right, let's bring this up. There we go.
This is the first one.
There we go. All right, now please continue.
So, anyways, where was I?
We'll just start from the beginning. Dear mods,
we wish to follow up on our earlier message regarding rule-breaking content in your subreddit. Since sending that message, we have discovered and removed further rule-breaking posts in your subreddit, which you may view in your mod logs. As you're aware, your subreddit has been in quarantine since September 2018. At that point, we sent you a message detailing the quarantine and outlining the appeals process and steps you could take to be removed. We did not receive such an appeal.
Let me cut in here for a second. So this is an admin sending this to the mod team, right?
Yes. Yeah. So this is the Reddit admin.
So they are actually having to type this. Now, I have to wonder, while the administrator of the website of Reddit is typing this, is it not occurring to them, maybe the quarantine ain't working? Maybe that wasn't a good idea. It turned this thing where it was fucking, a 14-year-old sense of humor meme subreddit into a pro-Hitler subreddit. And at no point during typing that did he go, maybe we should stop listening to loud faggots. And again, I'm allowed to say that. I'm gay now.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
Since the application of the quarantine, we have continued to find and remove multiple pieces of content from your community for breaking the rules and sending more warnings. The situation is such that on any given day, we can go into your subreddit and easily find content that breaks our violence policy. I think that's bullshit, by the way.
Of course it is.
That is such bullshit. I went there every day.
I know for a fact it's bullshit. I actually have firsthand experience on why that's bullshit, and we'll get into that in just a little bit here, because I actually had my own subreddit for a little while that was also, it wasn't even quarantined. It was just, it was almost immediately banned, and it was banned for violence, and I can tell you there was no violence. We'll get into that in a little bit. Let's keep going.
Right. So this is unacceptable, and we expect much more careful moderation following multiple warnings in a quarantine. We have determined that the culture you have encouraged and fostered in your community is one wherein users are not interested in abiding by Reddit's rules.
Yeah, it's about the culture, y'all. Y'all gotta respect the culture. Remember, we about the culture here at Reddit. You know, the guy from the guy who's in charge of Reddit, he's married now to Serena Williams. Did you know that?
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, so he's actually part of the culture now. He's invited to the cookout, so he's got to make sure that everything stays on the up and up. They allow everybody from the culture in, from the ghetto Negro to the more intellectual library type, and of course around here in these. There should really be a Bleddit, a black Reddit. I mean, I know they pretend to have one like Black Twitter, where they've got that one subreddit where all the white kids LARP as black people, pretending that they're part of the culture. But how fucking great would it be to get a note from an administrator of a black forum telling you about your behavior? I mean, you and I are part of a few mostly black Facebook groups, and they're the wildest fucking thing you've ever seen in the world. I mean, they're so wild. You want to talk about anarchy? You want to talk about no rules? I mean, it's not a Hitler place, but it's just what is like the worst thing you've seen in that room 21?
There was a live stream of someone getting sexually assaulted.
I'm not laughing. Obviously, I'm not laughing at that poor woman.
Right?
But,
yeah.
Yeah.
They caught the guy.
You can go in there like any given minute. They caught the guy. That's good. Guys, give it up. They caught the guy.
Fat chicks showering.
Fat chicks shower. You can go there at any given minute, and it's like it'll just be a woman sitting there getting high next to her baby, completely naked on her bed, shoving a dildo up her pussy, and going, "Y'all motherfuckers ain't right in the head. White people doing incest out here, and we need to." And you're like, "What the fuck?" Nobody knows this. I left the group yesterday, or maybe the day before. Wow. I had to finally. It's too wild for me. So imagine a world where, like, instead black people are the majority. They've got a Reddit, and they've got to send you a message saying, "Yeah, you ain't been respecting the culture. We kings and queens out here, and we gotta show a little bit more respect to ourselves and our brothers and our sisters."
Well, interestingly enough, you've just turned gay and trans. They actually hate gay and trans people in those groups.
Oh, yes, they do.
Yeah, they're very transphobic.
There's only one group I've seen hate gay and trans people more than the black Facebook groups I've been a part of, and that's the United Muslims group. They very openly hate people in that one too. I'm not sure which is wild. Probably the Muslim one is wilder, because at any given point there, you just scroll through there and it's someone posting pictures of someone getting their head cut off. And that's not a joke. That really happens. And that's on Facebook. Facebook where everybody gets zucked all the time, where Zuckerberg is sitting there going, no, everyone's breaking my rules. I must vaporize you. This is happening. They just let them do it. They're just like, I can't, they're not, I'm white and I can't. You can't do anything. Reddit is worried about a Donald Trump meme. That's what they're, you think Facebook's the bad one. Reddit. Again, you spend enough time on Reddit. If you were able to download Reddit into your brain, not only would you be making an edit in every one of your posts saying, thanks, kind stranger, for the gold, but you would immediately turn gay. I mean, it would make you retarded. It is essentially a retard machine. All right, let's keep going with this thing. I'm sorry I keep interrupting.
Truly. That's okay. So last paragraph. So please notify us with a detailed plan of how you will rectify the situation. Upon receiving a response, we will evaluate and determine the next steps. If we don't receive a viable and realistic plan from you within 24 hours of receiving this message, your community will be closed.
So, of course, they must have received a viable and reasonable method, and everything's good now, right?
Well, the initial reaction was just reading down here from a response from the mod who posted this. He says, peace, I'm out. You guys never answered me when I sent multiple messages asking what we needed to do to rectify the situation. So this guy's disputing what they're saying.
Wow.
Reddit's saying you didn't send us anything. The mods are saying, yeah, we kept asking you, what the fuck do we have to do?
Okay.
And then he continues, I don't see this as anything other than a formality before the ban. Don't blame you. Later, guys.
Later days, bro.
Yeah. And this is where everybody knew the subreddit was done. Like, people started peacing out, saying goodbyes. Because everyone was like, you can't send this proposal to the Reddit admins. They basically want us to beg to stay.
Right.
No. The people of CringeAnarchy would never behave like that.
Right. I remember when you first told me this was going on, I went and visited it. In this sort of in-between moment where everything was in limbo and no one knew what was going on. It was like the worst I'd ever seen that subreddit. I mean, it had never been worse than that. And,
people had given up, right?
Right. And it was amazing, though. Like, it was so much funnier as a result because they were just like, fuck it. Let's get it all out of our system before they take us down.
It was so good.
It was very good. So then what happens? What happens next, though?
So see where we are here. Yeah, so people are saying, like, we're over. Not even, maybe hours later, a new mod started being added to the subreddit. Quite controversial ones, too.
Yeah.
Just, they were adding all kinds of mods.
So tell people, I mean, let me bring this image up, and let's go over this new mod. Because I think, at least when you first told me about it, and I might have been wrong about this, but I kind of thought this was a genius move on the admins' part. Now, do we know if the admins added this mod to that subreddit, or was it the other moderators?
I'm hearing conflicting reports. I hear the regular moderators started adding people. I heard something about power mods being added. Does that mean the Reddit admins adding these people? It was never really clear to me. I think it was a mix of both.
Okay, so
let's say.
So tell everybody who got added as a moderator, and this was an attempt on, at least from their public, the PR aspect of this. This was an attempt to fix the problem, to make all of this so that they could keep the subreddit. Basically, this was a saving throw on either the part of the admins of the mods. They added new mods, and it wasn't just because having more moderators would fix it. It was because of who the moderators were. Who were they?
We got some drag queens, some trannies, some cucks, two social justice warriors.
This is 100% real. So if you look here at this image, here's an image of when they added, same day they added these new mods, and you can see the 4 new names there. And then if you look at their profiles and see the other subreddits they mod, and by the way, these fucking moderators, like, the fact that they moderate so many different it's impossible. You couldn't moderate this many different subreddits. So there's some bullshit going on anyway at Reddit.
Right.
But if you look at it, I mean, you've got, let's look at what they also moderate. Atheism, which you might think is fine. You know, I'm an atheist. It's not like that's a problem. But the type of people that post, if you think that the other Redditors are euphoric, I mean, these guys fucking take the cake, man. They are horrifyingly nerdy. So you've got atheism on there. You've got Thanos did nothing wrong, which I guess is like a big nerd subreddit. But then let's get into the real stuff. Trump criticizes Trump, so Orange Man bad. Top minds of Reddit, so they're the Mensa of fucking Reddit, I guess. Fuck the alt-right, which, okay, fine. I'm not even against that sentiment, but you just know what that means about the person. But then it gets worse. It gets much worse. You got March Against Trump. Okay, this person, that's fairly moderate for Reddit, to be honest. But then you've got this one. They're part of subreddit drama, which is basically against hate subs light. You know, it's like
basically
kinda. I mean, they enjoy it. It's like they like the popcorn along with it, and they're open about it, but they also want to see the bad stuff go away. Then you've got RuPaul's Drag Race. Spoiled Drag Race, Dragula, which of course is a Rob Zombie subreddit, obviously. And just kidding. Drag Race Exchange. So you've got a drag queen here. What else do we have? The Mueller, the Mueller report, the blue pill. That's great.
Blue pill. Yeah, that's a good one.
That's cool. Misandry, so somebody who is, you know, at a thing making sure that everybody keeps hating men. Feminist frequency, which, do you know what that is, Angie?
Yeah, that's that fucking Gamergate shit or whatever. Yeah, I don't. That's a whole thing on its own.
It's the Anita Sarkeesian podcast.
Yeah, Anita Sarkeesian bullshit.
I mean, I didn't think there was any worse subreddit for a podcast than Chapo Trap House, but then I saw that Feminist Frequency exists. That might be worse. Right. Against Hate Profiles is one of them. A little suspicious, that one. Against Hate Profiles. So yeah, these are the people who got added. I mean, they literally added trannies to try to fix the subreddit.
I added another screenshot just right under this one, the next one. It just has a few more additions on there.
Oh shit! All right, let me try to find that. Fill time for me while I find that one. What else happened? What happened next?
Yeah, so the main one that was added that caused a lot of controversy was a tranny named a trans woman. Apologies.
No,
Jesse.
You're allowed to say it. You're two-spirit.
Yeah. All right, cool. So there's a moderator named Drewy Poodle who is very I don't know if they're popular, but they moderate a lot of subreddits like social justice trans stuff. They were added for a while. The people flipped out about this. There's accusations of him being a pedo. But basically a very controversial mod that was actually removed after not even a day of being a mod. They were probably because the whole subreddit was like full on harassing this person, especially.
And so I've got. Is this the one you meant though? I found this one.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I am Mr. Positive. So what's going on here?
That's just someone who moderates. That's one of the cucks, right? This one moderates cuckoldry.
I missed that. It says he moderates r/cuckoldry. Yeah. I mean, imagine what would you have to be to openly, not just openly be a member of that, not just openly be a cuck, to moderate it, to make sure everyone else is being a good cuck. You're the king of cucks. Yeah, I mean, does that make you better than the other cucks or worse? I can't even do the fucking math on that. The cucking math on that. That is that's a fucking nightmare. All right, keep going.
And then just that Drewy Poodle is just a few names up from them, the trans mod that caused quite a stir.
Okay, Drewy Poodle. Yeah, let me, is that in my notes here? What do I have here? Drewy Poodle. I can't find it. Tell me about Drewy Poodle.
Hold on a second. Shit, I'm sorry. I thought I
had
was
the
I do have the Reddit profile up.
Oh, yeah. You sent that to me as a separate thing. I've got it.
right.
So yeah, this is the one. This is actually one of the things I saw when I went there, when Angie first told me about this. And a minute ago, when I said they were losing it, it was a nightmare zone in there. They were mostly like just torturing this new moderator. So let's take a look at this. So tell us about this.
So Drewy Poodle's trans girl extraordinaire. She's a slayer of turfs. I don't know if I like that.
Yeah.
Hatcher of eggs, science nerd, glitter spitter, sparkle farter, and all around adorable.
Oh no,
cuddle slut.
Let me interrupt you there. Adorkable, Angie. She is adorkable. A regular Zooey de Chanel.
Unfortunately, I couldn't find a picture, so
well,
sorry.
Thank God, honestly. I mean, do you really want to see a picture of it? Let's paint a picture for the people out there just by showing the subreddits they're a moderator of. Ask transgender, transpositive, transpassing, Jew dank, okay? ContraPoints, genderqueer, LGBT news, trans space, quote unquote, tall girls. I'm sure you are. Somehow also a moderator of Alex Jones.
That's weird.
Offensive speech, which used to be a place where you could go and kind of laugh at offensive speech, and now is kind of against hate subs, sort of.
Yeah. And get this about, so they have all these new queer moderators, right?
Right.
People started being banned from CringeAnarchy for racism.
Well, I mean,
believe it or not.
I believe it. That's easy enough to believe, I suppose.
I guess so, but that was just crazy to me seeing that. These new mods deleting so many posts in CringeAnarchy. They're deleting people's comments. They're banning people. Basically, what was going to happen was that if CringeAnarchy was going to survive...
Wait, hang on. I have to interrupt. I'm sorry. I'm seeing so many like transgender surgeries, trannies, trans trade, transsexual. There's a bunch of trans stuff in here. But then I see stuff like race realism is one of the ones that Drewy Poodle is a... So this is somebody they just install in all of these bad ones. Exactly.
Reddit... I guess they were just trying to like take over CringeAnarchy with this alt lefty shit.
Wait, hang on. It's a joke. It's a joke subreddit. I went to it. It's about literal races like cars and okay, so it's a joke. Right. They're making fun of it. So but same thing. I mean, it's still making fun of the idea. I was about to lose. I was like, "Wait a second. This is a race realist tranny." That makes no sense. And again, I say that as a trans person.
Well, that's why you got to go check it out, right? See what's really going on.
Exactly. Okay, let's so they're really harassing this person. They're really making it a nightmare for this person to live. What happens?
So, eventually that person was just demodded and they went away. But I think before that happened, let's get to what the Reddit admins noticed. The Reddit admins, despite all these transphobic memes being posted like every fucking minute, Reddit admins took notice of the new moderators and were quite impressed.
Yes, they were, weren't they? They sent another message to the moderator team. And this one has quite a different tone than the first one. Let's take a look at this. All right, what's it say?
Just 1 second here.
I mean, this is incredible. And again, I thought this was a genius move on the admin part. I thought they installed the trans moderator as a way to guarantee that they would tank their own subreddit. That's my conspiracy theory on this.
That's what I thought at first too. So I thought, they're just going to shut this shit down anytime. Then this letter kind of came out of nowhere. Hi mods, we've seen your open letter and subsequent posts for new mods. I'm not sure what that open letter was because they pretty much said they weren't going to do anything about it. Anyways, however, we continue to have serious concerns about your subreddit and your ability to keep it within the rules, especially given the behavior we've seen today. So I guess they've noticed all the transphobic posting going on.
And again, I think they knew that transphobic posting would happen and it would tank the subreddit. I think it was a 4D chess move, but this message makes it seem like otherwise. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, so we note that you have added new mods. However, we are extremely concerned at you and your community's treatment of these mods, harassment, bullying, abuse. These are against Reddit rules, and we expect you to not tolerate it or participate in it. Posts like this, which is just, I don't know, linked to some post, which targets individual mods by name for abuse.
Because it's violence. That is violence. Words are violence. You're physically hurting trans people when you do that.
Exactly. So simply re-emphasizing the current content policy is not a sufficient response to quarantine, and our note of yesterday, we have seen very specific and direct calls for violence or glorification of violence that are being reported but not removed by the mod team. We need you to be aware of the calls for violence and ensure they are removed. We've added a few examples below just from the past 2 weeks, but there are many more.
I mean, now we can't click though. This is a screenshot. We can't click those examples, but you were in there, you were reading this. Did you see anything that was an actual call for violence? And be honest, if the answer is yes, I mean, I'm willing to accept that.
No, I didn't see anything directly calling for violence. Actually, I saw calls for violence from AgainstHateSubreddits.
Yeah.
to CringeAnarchy users.
Well, we're getting to AgainstHateSubreddits, but that they will definitely call for violence, but that's what we know. It wouldn't shock me to see them say like, "Hey, what if we literally just pulled apart all trans people, watched them die?" I mean that, because at that point that'd be a funny thing to say. It wouldn't be just normally just going in there any other day, but at that point, if they're just forcing upon you this weird new moderator and you just say that in the place where you're supposed to be able to say anything, that would be funny. I would get that. Yeah.
So a lot of this paragraph, it's not going to make a lot of sense with the examples. We can't show them because they're gone. The subreddit's gone.
Yeah, the subreddit's dead.
I'm just going to skip ahead here. Sure. So because this behavior has been allowed and encouraged in the past and perpetrated by the mod. Sorry, I can't read. It appears your subreddit has cultivated a culture of violence there'll be a challenge to curb. This has led to threats of extreme violence against the Reddit HQ and the individual admins and predictions of future violence.
I hope that's true. I
hope so too.
That would be great. I mean, I would never call for violence against anybody ever I would never do any sort of terroristic threats. But I do, and this is allowed. You're allowed to do this. I do wake up every day hoping that someone has committed acts of violence against everyone in charge of the major Silicon Valley companies. Again, I'm not saying I'm not doing a call to arms here. I would never call for that sort of thing to happen. I hope one day it would be nice if it happened. It would be nice for everybody, except for those people, of course, but.
Trans girl can dream, right?
Trans girl can dream. They dream the biggest of all, actually.
Yes. So as you can imagine, and in cases where they see it, the authorities take any predictions of or calls to violence extremely seriously. This type of content is beyond unacceptable, has no place on Reddit. This cannot continue. And we need to see movement towards a culture change in your subreddit.
Yeah, remember the culture, y'all. All right, the 13%. Remember, 13% the culture. Yeah, if anybody should believe that maybe the authorities are looking into this, you'd think it might be me, since I was literally arrested by YouTube. But I don't believe the authorities have gotten involved in the drama of CringeAnarchy. I just have a feeling nobody thought to contact the authorities on that. I haven't heard about any arrests yet, but who knows? Maybe.
I would have heard about it, yeah. And then finally, we acknowledge your passion for the community, but it's not enough to say you want to change the culture of your community. By the way, I don't think anyone wanted to change the culture.
No, of course they didn't. The culture was fine until it was quarantined.
It was fine. It was a little offensive, but not bad.
The point of let me get this thought out here for a second. I'm sorry, Angie, but
okay.
Isn't the point of moderators that rules will be broken? You can't help that. Anyone can join. It's anonymous. You can make 1 million fucking Reddit profiles. There's nothing stopping you. Nothing. As long as you know how to clear cookies, you could have as many Reddit profiles as you want. And that means they need to have moderators, because anyone could show up there and in bad faith make a subreddit look bad by breaking the obviously listed rules, the posted rules on the side of any subreddit, mind you, not just these bad ones, the hate subreddits. So the whole point of the moderator team is they're there to take this stuff down. Now, maybe the admin's point here is that they're not taking it down fast enough. But the question then becomes, are they taking down anything? Or if they never delete something, I could understand you going, all right, guys, if you're not going to delete stuff, we've got a problem. You're not really moderators then. If you're not moderating the group, if you're not taking down the stuff that's bad, fine. Of course, stuff's going to get missed every once in a while. You have to allow for that. The whole idea of that quarantine thing is so fucking stupid, because it's essentially saying moderators aren't good enough. They're pointless. Now, I agree. There shouldn't be moderators. There shouldn't be rules. As long as it's not breaking a law, we've got rules, okay? There are rules in this world. They're called laws. So if someone posts child porn, you don't need a moderator for that. Then you need the authorities. That's the only shit that needs to get taken down, basically. Child porn, someone dying, someone getting killed, whatever it is. Assuming it's happening live, by the way, not after the fact. Goodbye, morbid reality. Goodbye, watch people die. I guess morbid reality still exists. Scott sent in a super chat saying r/morbid reality is a daily read. It pleases me. Spencer Browning sent in one, said gay. Nova Prime says YouTube gave me this for free. Now it's yours. Thank you. Thank you for the super chats, guys. I mean, all of these subreddits, if they're not conforming to the politics of r/politics, which you would think would be all-encompassing, considering the name is not Democrats or liberals or the left, you would think it would be all of them, but it's not. So if it's not conforming to all of that stuff, all those subreddits are going to be gone at some point. We all know mods are pointless and useless. I mean, you saw all the mods that got added to this subreddit. They all mod 500 subreddits, which means they're modding no subreddits, maybe one or two. That's all you could possibly do. That's all you could ever do, is mod like one or two of these things reasonably. So if the admins are admitting that this is an impossible task for these people, and so we need to quarantine these things, well, then you're admitting two things. You're admitting that moderators are pointless, and you're admitting you're not really a free speech place. Because if you're a free speech place, everything short of law breaking should be fine. But they're calling this shit violence. It ain't violence to say mean things, okay? This is something we got to get through your head, Reddit and YouTube, by the way, because YouTube tried to call jokes terrorism. It ain't. It ain't. I am living proof that this stuff is not law breaking. You know why? I ain't behind bars, and not for lack of trying. They put me behind them. They had to let me go because it turned out no laws were broken. There's no evidence for a law being broken on a recorded show. The problem they had with me was a recorded show. There's no evidence for it, they say. Okay. I mean, crazy. I don't know. I don't know how this happens. It's all crazy to me. I remember a time where the only thing that was ever moderated on forums, and Reddit's a fucking old style, kind of like a forum thing, only shit that was ever moderated was illegal shit. Or off topic. Off topic makes sense. That's the one rule that would make sense on a subreddit that isn't a law, is this wildly off topic or spam. Sure. Moderate away. But you've got to think, they've got a fucking thing built into the site called auto moderator, and it moderates spam and all that shit. And also, by the way, just normal posts. Good luck trying to post anything that might be good. Everybody claims they want original content on this gay fucking website. Have an updo, stranger. You win the internet today. Oh, the OC, this is a repost. Where's the OC, OP? You don't allow it. If it ain't a meme you already saw, you don't allow it. You're a fucking worthless aggregator of garbage, Reddit. Stop treating yourself so fucking seriously. You're a worthless pile. Learn from the mistakes of Dig. You're making all the same ones. When was the last time you went to Dig, Angie?
Never even heard of it.
Exactly. DIGG. It was the pre-Reddit. There's been a million Reddits. Dig was the biggest one. There was Stumble Upon. That was one. Yeah, I bet you fuckers don't remember Stumble Upon. If you don't remember Dig, I can't even think of them anymore. There were so many of them. Reddit just happened to survive for long enough. It just got enough Schedule C funding or whatever the fuck. I can't remember what the name of it is, but they just managed to stay afloat just long enough. And you retards think that a little piece of pixels next to your name is worth money. I mean, of course you do. Of course you do. Because you're on there for internet points. It's disgusting. This is what leads people. This and social media with the follows and the likes and all that kind of stuff. This is what makes people think that I give a shit about how many fucking subscribers I have or I don't give a shit. I'm an old man, and I remember a time where we didn't measure our quality in terms of the number of people who have happened to click on a thing. It's nonsense. The internet points, all of this shit, it ain't serious. Stop treating it that way. You don't matter, and you won't exist. When everything turns to the fucking pile of dust you were accelerating us toward on the Auschwitz train of life. Angie, I'm sorry. Please continue.
No, that was beautiful, Jesse. Thank you.
I don't even know what we were talking about. I've lost it, man.
I just got to finish off the rest of this email or the letter that the admin sent to the mods.
All right.
We acknowledge your passion for the community. It's not enough to say you want to change the culture of your community. Oh, I already said that. So we need to see evidence that you're actually capable of doing it.
Evidence.
The evidence, of course. If we are to keep your subreddit active, as such, we're giving you until Thursday at 5 p.m. EST to write your ship, give your new mods time to acclimate, and ensure rules are being properly enforced.
So it's there's a little bit of a hesitation there, but basically they were applauding the addition of trans mods. I mean, that is bizarre.
And this getting when Against Hate subreddit saw this letter, they freaked out. They don't understand why the hell wasn't Reddit just banning this subreddit already? Why did they keep giving them chance after chance after chance? Here's another chance.
So let's get into Against Hate subreddits then. So Against Hate subreddits is exactly what it sounds like on the tin. It is it's a gaggle of SJW types who get their rocks off on controlling the content others see. They have no interest in it themselves. They just don't want you to be able to look at it. Affects their lives in no way, shape, or form. You aren't allowed to be a part of it. Exactly. They are Puritans. They are the police of the internet. And God bless you. Thank you so much. Please give them all the valor, because we couldn't live without these people. We'd all, you know what? Until the content I was watching was filtered, I was a Nazi. Every day I'd put on my my jack boots. I'd goose step my way to the sink. I'd brush my teeth with the ashes of Jews. My teeth, by the way, were the gold teeth of Jews, and not the teeth in my mouth. I was just brushing gold teeth I had collected. Sometimes, if it was a weekend, I wouldn't put on my jack boots. I'd put on the shoes of dead Jews that I'd collected from the piles out back behind. I live in a concentration camp, by the way. I did.
Shit.
I used to. And until these heroes, these absolute heroes, started policing the internet, I was a virulent racist. In fact, everyone... Remember how 10 years ago everyone was a Nazi, Angie?
Yeah, we're all Nazis. Hating gays is just a normal thing.
I mean, I can remember I used to hate gays until I was beaten about the ears for it on the internet until I was shamed into not hating them, which is always a good way to make somebody like something, is by shaming them into it. But I can remember, and I'm sure all of you guys out there do too, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, we were all just the absolute worst. And then once our speech was policed, once our content was policed, once our eyeballs were directed toward the good things that you're allowed to like, then all of a sudden all of that went away. And now we live in a perfect world where nobody ever complains about seeing a Nazi whatsoever. So it's all pretty much working out. Would you say that's a good assessment?
Yeah, but I really don't like just the fact that freedom of speech is basically no longer a thing anymore. Like as an oppressed individual,
Well,
yeah, I don't like racism or anything.
Sorry,
But-
that's what we call wrong think, and we're going to have to throw you into a pile. I'm sorry, Angie.
I know I don't have the right opinion, so I don't speak for my people, obviously, because look at me, I'm a fucking retard on the internet.
KJ in the chat room says, "My skin is offensive. Ban it." All I want to do every day is grab a knife and just peel my disgusting white skin off my body. I just want to.
So gross.
I want to walk around just like at one of those visible bodies exhibits, you know, those Chinese slaves that they skinned alive and then solidified with formaldehyde and put on display for white women to look at and go, "Wow, the human body is amazing. Ooh, a cross section of organs." I want to be a living one of those, just going around going, "I love black people. I love black people." I will barely be able to say that because I won't have lips, but can't wait for the day I can finally peel all my skin. All right, I don't know that I've given a clear picture on what Against Hate subreddits is. I mean, maybe you can do a better job than me.
Well, they basically just link like, oh hey, CringeAnarchy, someone posted this and this is violent. Oh, another subreddit they really hate is the official Donald Trump fan sub. They hate that sub.
Hey, by the way, I don't
think it's that bad.
That's it's bad, but not in the way they think. It's lame. It's fucking.
It's lame, yeah.
It's fucking boomer nonsense, QAnon level bullshit, and it's gay. I mean, it's the Donald subreddit is almost as gay as Against Hate subreddit.
It is pretty gay. I just like to keep an eye on it now that with having a CringeAnarchy, I got to keep an eye on these things.
Of course.
Although it is hard to go to Reddit now, but yeah, you go to Against Hate subreddits. What people like me would do, who just want to have a good time on the internet, though, is we would go to Against Hate subreddits just to find out what the hottest new hate subreddit was, like where we can go shitpost. Eventually, the mods at AHS they caught on to that. Basically saying like, oh, just report the subreddit if it's a small one. Don't make a post in it here because people are just going to go join that subreddit. Yeah. But at the same time, this subreddit is pretty good at getting these subreddits banned.
I mean, they live for that. As bad as the moderators can be, as bad as these. I mean, that whole thing I was just talking about is that policing thing is these people live for it. Let's take a look at their subreddit real quick just to get an idea of it. We'll just see what it says. I haven't looked at this ahead of time. r/MGTOW says that giving women rights was humanity's biggest mistake. So of course r/MGTOW's got to go for saying that.
Where's the lie?
Where's the lie? Exactly. Where is the lie in that? Because there isn't one. That was the biggest mistake we ever made. Feminism is the worst mistake we ever made. I'm not saying women should be in shackles by saying that, but you shouldn't be voting and working. Makes no sense. Have you noticed that the world got worse after that? It's not a coincidence. Mm-hmm. Female MP dares criticize Sargon of Akkad, and the usual comes out. Wouldn't even rape her, and women shouldn't be allowed to vote. That's funny! And women shouldn't be allowed to vote. That's true. Or use the NHS, or be allowed to work. And also it's Pakistanis who do all the rapes in the UK. No, they don't do all of them. The other types of Arabs and stuff do them too. The grooming gangs. Are you saying that's not a problem? I mean, what point are you making there? Every time you act like there's no problem, a guy like Sargon or the weirdos that follow that fat faggot are going to say the opposite in the extreme. It's only them. If you say it's not a problem, they're going to say it's all of them. And of course, they should. They should say it at this point. Why not? Again, we're in the dark future. It's the dark present. It's clown world. The left is up and up is gay. And when someone says, what's up, they mean they want to have sex with your butthole. So there's no reason to bother with truth anymore. I made a post today on Facebook. I said, white people are actually the original Africans. Africa's always been multicultural. Stop listening to the melanin-centric, Afrocentric, migrantists. Migrantists. I can't remember what I called it. It was supposed to be like colonists. Colonizers, right. Migrantizers, that was the word. Don't listen to the migrantizers. Just start saying this shit. Let me tell you something. No one is living in reality anymore. There's no reason to play by the rules. All right? Just say shit. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. No one's going to call you on it, and if they do, you just say more bullshit. Who cares? There's no rules.
Come out as trans.
It's complete. The entire world has become the Outback Steakhouse. There are no rules and everything is right. So it's time to we all do it now. We all do it now. You can turn trans by putting a colander on your head. White people were the original people. And by the way, that might be true. We don't fucking know. You might be right. That might turn out to be true. We're all going to look real stupid if we keep acting like black people have always existed and then they find out that white people were the first people. You never know. Now they say Viking culture was multicultural. I mean, anything goes, okay?
Really?
Oh, yeah, that was one I read today. Viking culture was multicultural. It had many different races.
Never heard that one before.
Yeah, I hadn't either. That's a new one for me. But, hey, you got to trust it, and we got to stay in the EU, says Sweden or whoever. I don't know what the fuck. Norway? I don't know. Who cares? Europe can fucking die. Who gives a shit? More upvoted racism from r/Israel. This is good. Are you mad that your race can only get out of the third world when you have a ton of oil to help you? In other words, you people can't build a functioning civilization by yourselves? Too barbaric and backward. So this is Jews upvoting stuff about Arabs, it sounds like.
Well, they have a conflict in Against Hate subreddit. It's basically Israel versus Palestine. People can't decide who to side with.
Well,
so they get very confused there about that.
That's the amazing thing about this whole thing is they eventually eat themselves. It becomes an Ouroboros of a snake just eating its own tail. No one knows what to do. I love that. Yeah, it's the best part is no one knows what to do. And that's why I'm saying, guys, just start lying. Just start saying whatever. Just make things up. You can never be wrong. You can never be wrong. You just say it with confidence. You'll never be wrong. And when they come back at you, you just go, you know what? I'm sorry. I don't believe the convenient facts of your narrative. Whatever it is. You just fucking use their language against them. There's no way for anyone to win anymore. No one's listening. We don't live in reality anymore. The timeline's all diverged, and we're now stuck in this state.
And that's true.
That's true. So this is Against Hate subreddits. They are the catalyst against things like CringeAnarchy going down. And
right. And and they were complaining nonstop over these courses of the few days where CringeAnarchy is preparing to go down. CringeAnarchy users already gave up because it's like, okay, either they let us stay and this just gets turned into some kind of progressive bullshit subreddit, or we can just let it go down and go out in a blaze of glory with their. So they did. They posted all kinds of really funny, offensive memes.
Right. Essentially, because like the troll there is once Against Hate subreddits is watching you like that, and once they're campaigning to get you down, you post bad shit on your subreddit, they will repost it. I mean, you just heard me reading the stuff from theirs. So it's basically a way to put your terrible message on their subreddit. That's the hilarious part of it. And then they have fights in their own group about if you should even put the same words in the title. Like
Well,
that,
they say the N-word in there.
they say it all. If you say the N-word in your subreddit, they will repost it on there. That's the beautiful thing
Yeah,
about
they
it.
will. Yeah, it's a beautiful subreddit, really.
Yeah. So when I was, well, actually, first let me do this. I was trying to think of like, who are these people? What kind of fucking loser do you have to be like these people? And it reminded me of this news story I saw. It's not exactly the same, all right? But it reminded me of this guy I saw on CBS. They interviewed the dude who has made like the most Wikipedia edits ever. You've probably seen this, but I think it's a nice little revisit even if you have seen it, because this is what I picture. It might not be exactly the same. This is the human being I picture. This is the tub of lard I picture sitting behind his keyboard while furiously typing on Against Hate subreddits every time. Take a look at this. Some AU gold here.
On the grounds of one of the most historic churches in Virginia, you're hearing a rendition of an ancient Georgian solo. It's a cherished song in Stephen Pruitt's favorite place.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Stephen. This is Stephen Pruitt, the wizard of Wikipedia, and they start off with like maybe the top most AU gold shit I've ever seen in my entire life. He sits alone in an old church, chanting some shit that, for all you know, he made that up, or it's from Star Trek. You don't know. Yeah, this is like a Patton Oswalt character on Parks and Rec or something. I mean, this is who you imagine they would write into an episode of The Big Bang Theory to illustrate this type of guy. He is a human caricature. He's got the body of Jabba the Hutt, the face of Jabba the Hutt, and also while he's singing, the speech pattern of Jabba the Hutt. But this is, I mean, he's doing this to like show off. This is his way of going, I'm smart. And I don't think that's smart. You look dumb doing this. If anyone ever caught me going, and I'm not surrounded by naked women, my life would be over at that point. Okay? Angie, I do need you to get naked so that my life isn't over. I'm sorry. I did technically just do that. You're the only woman present. Okay.
Sorry, not allowed to.
All right, fair enough.
It's
Later.
very simple. It's only one word, which means many years.
His love of music and singing even inspired his Wikipedia username.
God
Sir
damn.
Montio de Nicolau is his favorite opera character.
You shouldn't have a favorite opera character. It's like having a favorite jazz song. Jazz is bullshit.
It's under this pseudonym that Stephen helped reveal the untold story of Pohick Church.
Two of the vestrymen who worked to develop it and to develop this location were George Mason and George Washington. First president of the country, a great friend of the Fairfaxes.
And I believe that any bad words should be removed from the internet. The only bad words we should use are zounds and huzzah.
Some have rumored that for a time he
And also, of course, Karakta, which is from Game of Thrones.
carried a torch for the Lord's wife.
Carried a torch, nice way of saying how to crush.
Yes.
Oh God, he literally just did what I was doing. I didn't even know he was gonna. He just used an old-timey phrase to talk about having a crush or having the hots for somebody. He carried a torch for her. This is a guy who doesn't even wear glasses, and every sentence it sounds like he's pushing glasses up his fucking nose.
Scandal of the 18th century.
1/3 of all English language articles on Wikipedia have been edited.
How are you this size and shape as a person? What the fuck is that? That doesn't even make sense.
Boy likes to eat.
Boy likes to eat? Yeah. The anchor guy here, the reporter guy, I'm telling you, I can tell just by looking at the guy. He's 5'8.5". So that means Stephen Pruitt is a hobbit. He is a troll. Look at him. I mean, no part of him makes sense physically. He looks like the Canadian superhero Puck. Look that up.
He's he's very unattractive.
Someone look up the Canadian superhero Puck, okay? And then please laugh at my reference.
I don't even know that.
Exactly.
What the fuck?
But I know who does know it. Stephen Pruitt. There's no way he didn't add that to the Wikipedia article on the what is that Canadian team called? The North something. He knows it.
Edited by Stephen. An incredible feat, ignited by a fascination with his own history.
He could be a trans man, they say in the chat room. Maybe. Nah, I don't think. Not with that hairline.
Well, my first article was about Peter Francisco, who was my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather.
No, he wasn't.
And if we had an hour, I could probably go into the full story. He was a sergeant in arms of the Virginia Senate, and there's kidnapping, potential piracy.
Alpha Flight. They almost got it. Patrick said Alpha Force. It's Alpha Flight. That was the name of the group that Puck was a member of.
If you read a story about this guy, you would not believe any of it happened.
In the way his ancestor left his mark on history from the battlefield, Stephen is doing it from familiar quarters.
I have a bunch of early American.
Have you ever seen gayer eyes and lips on one man? And I don't think this guy's even gay. I really don't. I'm not calling him gay. I would never do that because I wouldn't want to include him in my people. But I've never seen a sauce.
Right.
Exactly.
He has very gay features.
Yeah, he's got the sauciest DSLs I've ever seen. And here he is living with his parents, by the way. This is real. So I would never say, you live with your mom, you're a basement dweller, any of that. We'll just let the video speak for itself on that.
Music on disc.
Oh God, here we go.
Living with his parents in the home he grew up in, he's always remained true to his interests.
How did your parents react when you first told them,
I'm not leaving the house ever?
hey, Mom, Dad, I edit online?
I'm sure they reacted the way any old person would. They'd go, what? Get a job, huh?
Encyclopedia pages.
He's very busy, though.
Oh, he's a busy guy. I mean, editing millions of articles, that's got to be a busy
I think
time.
for a long time there was an attitude of, that's a nice idea. The boy's crazy. I don't know why he wastes his time. The boy's crazy.
That may have changed when
he talks with like a slight British accent. He's from Virginia. Like, what are you doing, dude? You're not an old-timey man.
he's a faker.
I bet you he volunteers to work at Colonial Williamsburg.
Time magazine named him one of the top 25 most influential people on the internet.
And that's the problem. These people, these against hate subreddits people like this guy, they're the most influential people online.
Alongside President Trump, J.K. Rowling, and Kim Kardashian
He
West.
must like that.
How much money do you make from this?
None.
Why do you do it?
None.
The idea of it, making it all free, fascinates me. Well, my mother grew up in the Soviet Union. So I'm very conscious of what it can mean to make knowledge free, to make information free.
Pulling from books, academic journals, and other sources, he spends more than 3 hours each day researching, editing, and writing.
Why? The books already exist.
Wait, he has had 3 hours a day?
3 hours a day just doing the research.
Oh, okay.
That's just the research.
Even his day job is...
He can get like a part-time job, like 5 hours a day.
I want to see
3 days a week.
I want to see if did they say specifically he does not have a job? I want to see if
sure.
Okay, I want to see if he's got a job.
Search, working in records and information at the U.S. Customs and Border Protection.
Do your colleagues at work know what you do?
Oh, yes.
Okay. At work. Okay, he's got it. All right, let's hear what this job is, because I want to know what that is.
What do they think of it?
Yeah, he's a Victorian LARPer, Omega Wolf says in the chat.
Probably that I'm nuts.
Why?
Because I edit Wikipedia all the damn time. I think that one sort of goes without saying.
All right, at least he's got a little self-awareness. That's fine. All right. Warming up a little bit.
An incredibly driven person. I think he's an exciting person to know.
Oh, wow. This Milk Dud has nice things to say about it.
Wikipedia's Koei Kinyan-Jui says the site wouldn't exist without the dedication of its volunteers. It's now one of the top 5 most visited sites in the world, among Google, YouTube, and Facebook.
People like Stephen are incredibly important to platforms like Wikipedia,
Yeah, because you need free labor.
simply because they are the ones who are the lifeblood.
6,000 people visit the site every second, bringing a responsibility for the editors to present a diverse and fair platform.
We know there's a lot more to be done. And that's why we're very excited about projects like the Women in
I want to
Red.
know what his real job is. That's the only interesting thing here, really, is that he's got a real job. What is it?
Which seeks to identify and place more content on women on our platform. Stephen has been a large contributor to that particular project.
Oh my God. Hang on, actually, take that back. It just got interesting. It turns out he is an Against Hate Subreddits guy. He's on the platform making sure women get the spotlight. I mean, that's literally SJW. I didn't even remember that was in this video. So that is actually 100% perfect.
Gender gap when it comes to biographies in Wikipedia is huge. Describe it.
Last statistic I saw was that 17.67% of the biographical articles on Wikipedia are about women. On the English Wikipedia, I should say.
So
Weird. Oh, weird. It's like men did more stuff throughout history of note. That would be shocking considering that everyone agrees that all of human history basically has been a patriarchy. It would be weird to think then that men have done more things of note. Oh, bizarre.
in English, only about 18% of biographies on Wikipedia are about women.
Yeah, but that 18% commits over 50% of all pedophilia.
It was under
Really?
15%
No, I'm just making things.
a couple
But if you say it with enough conviction, it's true.
of years ago, which shows you
course.
how much we've been able to move the needle.
How do you
Oh, they said his job is doing research for the U.S. Customs Office. Doing research for what the fuck does that? All right, let's get rid of this guy. That you get it.
celebrate?
AU Gold
Sounds okay.
sounds like exactly what all these Against Hate subreddit guys are. So I got my own experience though with getting a subreddit banned, thanks to Against Hate Subreddits, by the way. While all of this was going on, and Angie, you're one of very few people who ever even saw my subreddit
Yeah.
on Reddit.
Yeah.
While all of this was going on, I went on there and I said, well, you know what? There should be a subreddit for the other guys, for the people who are for hate subreddits. If you can have one against hate subreddits, why can't you have one for them? So I made one called For Hate Subreddits, something like that. What did I call it?
It was called For Hate Subreddits.
Was it called that? Okay. I got one called For Hate Subreddits, and I posted it to two places. Well, no, I posted it to one place. I posted it to CringeAnarchy, and I said, hey guys, just letting you know, we've got a brand new subreddit here. You might be interested in it. Come take a look. A guy, I didn't even know this guy. He immediately messages me. He says, I'd love to be a moderator for this. I just want to tell you, you should take down that post in CringeAnarchy. They're going to ban your subreddit if you don't. I said, sure, no problem. I made him a moderator. I took it down on CringeAnarchy, and then I made a new post on my new subreddit, and I said, everyone is welcome here. There's no hate here. We allow anybody from any background. Everyone is welcome. We are just for hate subreddits. That's all. We just enjoy them. They're funny. And anyone is welcome to feel free to be safe here and enjoy hate subreddits with us. I would say within 20 minutes, maybe less, they took down that subreddit. They claimed it was for violence reasons.
What?
Yep, it was for violence. Again, that was the only post in the entire subreddit was me welcoming everyone. Oh, I did say, I forgot about this part. I did say, guys, we don't have any trans moderators.
That's violence.
That's what I said.
Words
Well,
are
no,
violence.
it was true. We didn't have any. The only moderator was me, and at the time, I wasn't trans yet. I didn't have the helmet. I only just built the helmet. I didn't say we would never have trans moderators. I said we don't have them. I said, guys, don't worry.
Right.
If your problem is trans moderators, we don't have them over here, so nobody's going to be doxing. There's not going to be any hate over it. That was the point, is everybody would be safe. I was the only moderator at the time. Then I added that other guy.
Yeah.
I was pretty sure he wasn't trans. I don't know. He might have been. But he didn't seem to have a problem with me saying that, so I guess he wasn't. They took it down for violence. They didn't like that. And also, my account was permanently suspended. I am no longer allowed on Reddit. And
Congratulations.
at the top of every page, it says your account has been permanently suspended from Reddit. My username at the time was Tit Puncher for Christ. This is an automated message. Responses will not be received by Reddit admins. It says that's okay. You can still message the admins, and I did. I messaged them and let them know that they're faggots. But I'm allowed to say that. Number one. Number two. This is about the 16th time I've been permanently suspended from Reddit. But I've decided I'm going to keep this account. I'm going to stay logged into it. I'm going to keep that your account has been permanently suspended from Reddit at the top of the page. And I'm done. I'm done with posting, with updooting, with downvoting, all of these gay fucking things because Reddit is so lame. I only used it for one thing, and I used it for my own autism. That's it. One topic. That was the only thing I really did in there. Occasionally, I might spill over into something else. I had no default subreddits. I think I was only subscribed to like 3 or 4 subreddits, and one of them was the one that some listener made for podawful that nobody uses because I think Reddit is gay. Right. So I'm not making a new one. You're never going to find me on Reddit with a new account again, even though I could make one right now, just like I did 15 times before this. I'm done. Angie, are you going to keep using Reddit after all of this?
Well, just to finish up the story real quick, the 5 p.m. April 25th rolled around, and CringeAnarchy was shut down forever.
They were killed forever. And that was your favorite subreddit, right?
Yeah, it was by far my favorite subreddit. It was fun. It was interesting. It was offensive. It was great. But I'm not completely done with Reddit. I still check it out, but it doesn't feel right anymore. I'm probably going to just eventually quit using it. It's going to fizzle out. I'm going to fade away.
Yeah, I think it's time.
I'm done. I think it's over. Reddit fucking sucks.
Reddit sucks. And really all social media sucks. It really was very recent history where I was saying to people, use your real name on social media, use a real picture of yourself. Just be normal on there. We don't have to hide ourselves, all this stuff. Social media is real life at this point. I think I'm moving away from that, too. I think I'm way past that. As a matter of fact, here's my new rules for people, because this will prevent you, number one, from getting trolled. And if anybody can tell you how to prevent that, it's me, because I'm the one who does these things to people to troll them. But here's my new rules for society. Don't put your real photo. This is for normal people. I'm allowed to do all this stuff because I'm not a human being at this point. All right, I'm made of internet. I have no other life. This is all I got. Okay, so it's fine if I do this. Don't do what I do. This is the rules for everybody else. Take down all your real photos from Facebook, all your social medias. You got to get rid of it. Stop being friends with your family on Facebook and remove any of your old photos from when you first joined Facebook. You got to get rid of those photos because your family members liked those photos. The first thing I do, if you don't have your family members listed on your Facebook profile, I go to your first or second ever Facebook picture. Did you just kill your dog?
No, I just kicked her off my lap. She's annoying.
God, that's a native thing, guys. Just they're allowed to do it. Don't pay attention. The first thing,
animals.
Exactly. You use every bone, every piece of the buffalo. So, the first thing I do if you don't have your family listed and I can't find them by typing in their last name, into your friends list, is I go to your first or second profile picture because your family member liked it. They might not have liked the recent one. They liked the old ones because that was back in like 2009. No one knew that the internet would be a problem. 2006, no one knew that the internet might be a problem one day. And so you were friends with your family and you let them like this stuff and the like is still there. I find it every fucking time one of these ways. Get rid of your family members online. Stop using your real name. Stop using a real profile picture. If you want to join my Facebook group, you got to let me know who you are, though. I don't let in obvious fake accounts. You have to tell me something because I can't function otherwise that way. Did I lose Angie? Uh-oh. We lost Angie. The network connection is poor. Are we still live? I'm giving out vital information here, so we don't want to lose this. Let's see if we can get Angie back. Yeah, I'm just going to hang up and see if I can call her back. Let's see if we can get Angie back. I want to at least thank her for her time here. Angie, you there?
Hey,
Okay,
hey,
sorry.
I crashed.
Oh, I thought it was on my end. Okay, so yeah, you want to? I'm just saying, like, you gotta remove yourself. We gotta stop using the social media the way it was intended. Get rid of all your likes on Facebook. Stop liking stuff unless it's to support little creators like me. You know, little guys, but these corporations, these people who like the McDonald's Facebook page, for instance, these people who follow 7-Eleven on Instagram. I mean, whatever it is, like, you're psycho for doing that. That is completely psycho. I'll never understand. If it's like a little guy or your friend, sure. But everything tracks back to you some way or another. You know, it's sick. It's fucking sick, man. The only reason I get away with doing this stuff is I kind of know this stuff. I know how to navigate it, and I'm slightly harder to find than you. You can still find all my information, obviously. You can do that with anybody, though. And it's going to take people 2 minutes to find mine. And it's going to take me 1 minute to find. It's going to take me less than a minute to find yours. I'm telling you, it's because you do these obvious things. We got to get off these social. It's fucking killing us, man. I'm thinking about deleting the shit from my phone. I only still even do it because I bully the internet. It's the show, right? Like, this is how I make a living.
Right.
It's really hard for me. But I've been thinking about this a lot for the past few months, especially after the arrest. Then I really started thinking about, I got rid of my fingerprints on my iPhone. That was the second I got out of jail. Oop, those are gone. They've got my fingerprints. Those are gone. They're never getting into my phone
Holy
this
shit.
way. Yeah, I now type in a fucking passcode every time because you can't, at least in America, they can't force you to give them your passcode because that's information inside your brain and it would break the Fifth Amendment. But they can get a warrant for using your thumbprints if they have it to open up your phone. So that's gone. I'm telling you, you guys got to start thinking this way. You think it's only affecting guys like me. It's coming for everybody. Remember, I was telling you 2 years ago about the dark future, and we're in it now. So if I'm telling you it's coming for you, it's not coming for you in a little while. It's coming for you tomorrow. All right? They don't just burn books anymore. They burn subreddits. Like, you got to realize everything you do is about to become a crime, and you're not going to realize it until it does. You don't think about it. People think I go into doing this stuff thinking it's edgy or offensive. Like when I read that sidebar for CringeAnarchy, when I was reading that earlier in the show, and it said it's offensive, I cringe at that. I think that is cringe, because I don't think it is offensive. Anytime I hear someone say something is edgy, I assume that they are a loser. Because if you find this stuff edgy, you're bizarre, man. You're weak. You're weak in the brain. You're weak-willed. You're probably physically weak as well. So I don't have... Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. In your Crowder video preview, I just said, why would anybody want to defend Steven Crowder or something? And then somebody said I was being edgy.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's weird.
I saw it. It was sick. This past Wednesday, in the primo episodes we do for the pizza funders out there, this is our way that we make money on the show, so I don't have to run ads. And so soon I won't have to do these super chats. And this is the thing I've realized from doing that episode, too, is apparently I'm the only person who cares about that stuff. Apparently nobody appreciates that I don't do that stuff, because nobody's...
I do.
Well, I know you do, and you're different, all right? There's a certain set of people in this audience that are different than most people, and that's why they're my most trusted people. But I am slowly realizing that people aren't on the same wavelength I am with this stuff, and that's why I'm trying to get you this information now. I know I'm starting to sound Alex Jonesy here, but look, Joe, I'm kind of retarded, but I'm also kind of right. Remember, Alex Jones was kind of retarded talking about gay frogs, but he was technically correct.
Yep.
The best kind of correct. So I'm just telling you, even when I'm sounding crazy with this stuff, I'm just telling you, you should probably take heed on some of this, because I posted this thing. We do these previews on if you guys ever wonder, why is it just a 5 to 15 minute show on Wednesdays? That's a preview for our premium episodes that you can only get by paying for the Pizza Fund. It's like our Patreon thing. So this past Wednesday, we did one all about Stephen Crowder. And people, one thing I'm realizing it now is people don't understand that those are a preview for something, even though at the very end of every one of those, it says, sorry, this content is for pizza funders only, podawful.pizza. And it says at the top of the description, here's how you see the full episode. And I usually make a comment in the comments saying, get the full episode here. It's 2 hours long. I've got comments all over this Stephen Crowder thing going, how's he a liar? Well, I fucking go over that in the 2 hours in the Pizza Fund. And I don't expect everybody to pay for it. I certainly don't expect the chowder heads to pay for it. But don't question me on what it is. I'm not going to sit there and go over the episode with you. It's behind a paywall. Join the Mug Club. Anyway.
Exactly.
These chowder heads are losing their minds. And one of the things they're losing their minds over is they don't care about ads. It's not sick to them that Stephen Crowder has a donation system on top of the Mug Club, on top of advertisements, on top of whining about being demonetized, on top of sponsorships, on top of wearing his merch constantly. And again, I wear my merch on the show. I'm not saying you can't ever do it, which is the point I make in the full episode of that show. I say that. I'm not fucking unaware of myself here. You might notice right now, though, I'm not. There are days where I don't. There aren't days where Stephen Crowder doesn't wear his merchandise. The only time he doesn't is when he's dressing up to look like a woman because his only form of comedy is costumes. And I also say that, fully aware I started this episode with a colander on my head. But these people don't find it sickening that their time is wasted on advertisements. Every fucking thing I do is to try to waste people's time a little bit less and get to funny shit a little bit quicker. Just a little bit. Everything I do is to try to remove the ickiness of that. I find that icky. Apparently, chowderheads don't, and I don't think normal people, I don't think half our audience finds that weird. I think most of them, the ones that even sign up for the Pizza Fund, they might not even watch the content. I'm putting out tons of content. They're probably in there just going, I'm just saying thanks for the show. Who cares about the ad? You can run ads, Jesse. I don't care. I don't even want to charge you for the Pizza Fund. I'm not even joking about that. I'm trying to think of a way to not even do that anymore. Okay? I'm trying to find a way to make money on the show and not have even a subscription system. If I could do that, I would. I actually have a goal in mind for a level that we're at with a Pizza Fund where I'll do the live streams for free. So everyone can watch live and it's just archived.
That'd be pretty cool.
Something like that. Yeah, I got these things floating around in my head constantly. Or maybe the opposite of that. Maybe live, you have to pay to watch it. But the archives, it's all on you. That would probably make more sense, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I need to find the next thing, though, because now that everyone is doing these subscription things, it means it's going to go away soon. Because the way the internet works, everyone wants shit for free. I do, too. I'm not judging anybody. It feels like it should be free. And I get that. So I try to make it as free as fucking possible for you. I put out a free episode every week. I still get fucking losers in the comments on YouTube going, I'm not going to pay for this. Just don't say anything. I know you won't. That's why I gave you a free one, buddy. I love you. And so I gave you free content this week, despite the fact that you're an asshole. Just don't comment that you're an asshole. That's all. That's all. And then I go in there and cool. So, very cool. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I don't know what to do now. I just lost the entire episode as far as the audio is concerned. It looks like it said it auto-saved it. And then when I went to restore everything, it said, do you want to restore all the apps? I did. And then it says, do you want to open up? And then it didn't restore the apps. And then it said, do you want to open the auto-save on your audio program here? And I said, yes. And there's nothing in it. It's completely blank. I don't know how this will be amended to the end of that episode, or even if it will be. I don't know what just happened. Thanks to Angie for appearing on the show. Let me just say that. She did a great job. So thank everybody. Please thank Angie for this. I'm going to find some way I'm going to find some way to add this to the end of the episode, I guess, and edit it on or something. I don't know what the fuck to do now. This is insane, though. This wasn't YouTube. This wasn't an internet issue. My entire computer just froze, which never happened on the old computer. Here's the old one behind me. This is a $5,000 computer. More than that, really. It's a $5,000 something computer. And it's been freezing. Very cool. Thank you so much, Apple. You make such great products. Thank you, Tim Cook. Can't wait till you die of AIDS. So, just kidding. I put on a helmet. It makes everything I say okay now. I don't know. Anyway, I was talking about all this shit with wanting to make the things free. The only reason I can't do that yet, the only reason I can't give away this shit all for free yet is because I still got to buy equipment and things that apparently doesn't even work. I still got to deal with this kind of shit and figure out why my equipment is freezing on me. This is like the 5th time this has happened to me. The first time it's happened during a show and I've lost everything. I don't know. I didn't know what to do. So if you enjoyed the show we did tonight, for now, please sign up for the pizza fund until we can afford to not have it anymore. Sign up for the pizza fund, podawful.pizza. We will be back on Wednesday, and it probably won't happen on Wednesday. We will be back Wednesday for a primo episode. We are live 3 times a week. There are 3 shows a week here at Pod Awful. You can get the other 2 shows Wednesdays in the $12 section of the pizza fund, and Fridays in the $6 section of the pizza fund. There's still other sections to choose from, even including a $1 level. So go check it out, see what's right for you, support the show so that maybe I can fucking figure out why what just happened, because this is a nightmare. Thanks to the people who are still watching live. I see there's a few of you still here. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know how I end this at this point. So that's it, I guess. Great show. Thank you so much, everybody. Bye-bye. Thanks, Steven Crowder. Bye.
Head over to podawful.com/iTunes and subscribe to us on iTunes. We're live every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern at podawful.tv. Love the show? Keep it going by donating to the Pizza Fund. podawful.com/support. And anything else you need is at podawful.com.